All right, chat. I'm gonna bring up some people for sharing your local stories. I'm sure you guys have got very funny stories to share with us. Hi, Dyer. How are you?
Hi, I have a funny local story because I just started going to locals.
Okay, okay. How was it?
It was fun. So this didn't happen to me. It was like the table next to me, right? So there was this kid, like actual kid, like 12 years old or something, right? And he was playing like dinos, right?
Dino.
And his opponent, yeah, Dino.
Inspiring.
His opponent was on Vanadium, right? And he
Okay.
was doing the turn skip combo with what's the dude called? The big hot red dude, right?
Yeah, Calamity.
And he was just taking forever. So the kid, like halfway through the combo, because he didn't have any hand traps or whatever, he just took out his phone and started playing Bloons Tower Defense while his opponent comboed off.
That's like surprisingly common. People just like start playing other games.
Yeah, that was
Wait,
fun.
what is Bloons Tower Defense specifically?
It's like a tower defense game where you put down monkeys and they pop balloons that are trying to like get to your health bar or whatever. Bye.
Yo, local story. I think this was maybe 8 years ago at this point.
8
Pretty
years
boomer.
ago.
Um,
How old were
and
you at that
there
point,
used to
Vlad?
be-
Like 14?
there were, this was like 20, I want to say like 2015, 2016. There was like these kind of like teenagers that used to go to locals. They're maybe like 13, right? Like practically children, right? Him and it used to be these two kids. They were brothers, right? They were like, you know, they're quite new to Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. And we have a kind of like an in-joke in the Irish community about this format called Scientist on a Bike. Quotation marks predates GOAT format, and it's way better than GOAT format in every way. But the format only ever had one event, which was in YCS Bhutan.
Wait, what?
So like, you know, it's kind of like a practical joke we like kind of, you know, played on a PAL like ages ago, like in 2012 or something. But then we saw a perfect moment to revive said joke by, you know, telling these fucking kids that like, oh yeah, no, you shouldn't build GOAT.
Wow.
The scientist was magical scientist, and the bike was Psychroid. And there's obviously zero synergy between
Thank you so
two
much,
cards. By the
Pudding.
way, they made like a post on like our locals trading group. They were like, oh, what old format should we get into? And then we saw the perfect moment. So we all collectively as like a group, we just trolled these kids. We just like
Into playing a fake format.
yeah, so we're like, oh yeah, no, so like the decks in this format were like backflip plants and like all this other shit. Like it was just like you just had to be. It honestly like fucking top 5 moments of like the Irish Yu-Gi-Oh community.
Did you make them spend any money on buying these cards?
Oh, okay, so we had to pull the plug on the joke when eventually they made like a trading post being like, oh, like looking for like magical scientists and psychroids, and we had to like be like, yo,
Magical
look,
scientist and psychroids.
look,
Amazing.
look, dog, we this was a joke.
And how did they react to you telling them that you completely invented this format called YCS Bhutan?
I think they took it well, but they like they quit Yu-Gi-Oh like a year later, but I don't think it was like because of that. It was a very, very funny moment in the Irish
Horrible,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Vlad. Horrible.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh my god. Okay, Kevin, you actually always have the best stories.
For real?
I don't know why you don't have like just a story time on your stream as a segment, because you always have the actual best stories. Montreal Yu-Gi-Oh is just insane.
Okay. Good to know. Have I told you about the story? I might have told you this one before, but have I told you about the story of one of my very first, like, not first locals, but it was a local back in like 2016 or something where
I think I pretty much
This
know
guy-
all of the Dino players' locals stories.
Okay, it's not. This has nothing to do with that Dino player. I know I've told you a lot about that Dino player. I'm not talking about that guy.
Okay.
Okay, so there was a locals. This is like 2016. I'd been playing the game for a few months, like 3-4 months, not very long. And I pull up to this locals, and it's like a small locals in the small town where my parents live, like fucking an hour out from Montreal. You know what I mean? So like, it's one of those stores that doesn't even stock Yu-Gi-Oh singles or anything like that. It's just like, oh yeah, like just pull up and play Yu-Gi-Oh one night a week. One night, I'm there with like my friends and everything. And there's these 3 guys that come in, and they haven't, we didn't know them because they've never been to this local before. And I get paired against one of them round 1. And this guy goes, you know, classic, you know, normal summon, magical library, activate, you know, magical
Those decks,
mallet, try
okay.
to, you know, he's playing Exodia, you know, obviously. And then he activates, I think it was premature burial or something like that.
Okay.
And I'm like, dog, that's banned. And he's like, what do you mean that's banned? And I'm like, did you check the ban list? And he's like, no. So he didn't know that premature burial is banned. So he goes, it's cool. I'll just take it out of my deck. So he just takes the premature burial, puts it off to the side, and goes, okay, I'll just pass. You know what? Sure. And I was playing, I think, like Magispector or something like that. So I like set some back row and whatever. And then on his turn, he goes, okay, activate Giant Trunade. And I'm like, dog, that's banned too. Like, I'm not joking. This guy had like multiple banned cards in his deck. And I didn't even have to say anything that the store owner, because it's a small store owner walks over, realizes what the fuck's going on, and goes, oh, yeah, I'm gonna give you like the round loss. I'm gonna need you to like swap out all these like banned cards. Turns out the guy had way too many banned cards in his deck, didn't have
enough replacements for
like,
said ban card.
yeah, so him and his friends just left after round 1, and we were just like, okay, that was interesting.
Aw.
Next local rolls around, they come back, and this guy goes, bro, I got a completely new deck, I checked the ban list, my deck is totally legal, it's time to cook, right?
I feel like I know where this is going.
And I'm like, bet. I get paired against him. I think it was round 2. We both lost round 1. I got paired against my friend who fucking cooked me. I get paired against him round 2. We're in the 0-1 bracket, which is the best bracket ever.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
this
The
guy
locals
goes-
0-1 bracket.
He goes first, game 1, and he goes, all right, bet. Normal summon, Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. And I'm like, I'm sorry. What? What are you saying? And this guy goes, yeah, bro, it's level 4. And I'm like, let me explain. And like, I take the time to explain to this guy. And the thing is, right, I'm telling this story. Most people probably assume it's like a 12-year-old kid. Now, this guy was like 18. He was like my age. I was like 19 or 20 at the time. He was probably around like 18 or something like that. So I explained to him like the concept of an extra deck and everything like that. And then he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then he ends up like pulling packs, trying to pull more like generic rank 4 cards or whatever, which was cool. It was genuinely dope, but like, the guy was just, he kind of like didn't like me because the 2 times he played against me, match loss.
Yeah, he got
for
sharked,
having
you know? Like, what?
I mean, I wouldn't really call it sharking. I'm going to be honest.
This poor
I
guy
think
just
not-
comes to this for fun locals, and Kevin's just sharking on his normal summoning sea monsters. Like,
This is a story in 3 parts. I've given you the first 2 parts.
oh shit,
There is-
okay.
There is one more part to this story.
Alright, this is where he just like fights you, right?
At the time, I was dating this girl that I was with like 5-6 years ago at the time, like an ex of mine. And she goes, my friends are inviting us over to go to their place. The guys there play a lot of Smash Bros. I think it'd be cool if you came and whatever. And she's like using Smash Bros to be like I'll be like, yeah, I'm down. I love Smash. And she goes, oh, they also play Yu-Gi-Oh, so bring your deck.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, cool, run it.
No fucking shot.
I am not capping.
It was the
pull
guy.
Up to his house. It is this guy's house. His 2 other friends are also there. This guy immediately is like, "Oh, it's you," and I'm like, "Hi, hello." And so at first they're like, "Okay, let's play some Smash Bros." And I proceed to clap all 3 of them in Smash.
Oh my god.
And then
you're such a
and then they're
dick.
no, but like, I'm not even like, they were just not very
He
good.
must hate you.
But then my girlfriend at the time goes, oh, y'all could play Yu-Gi-Oh. I want to see how a Yu-Gi-Oh duel goes. And this guy gives me the death stare of like,
my
I have a legal deck now. He tells me I have a good deck now.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
Pulls out full
Send
power
it.
Cliff or something.
Nah, bro. No. Good deck. Air quotes.
not even
so
close.
I still had Magispectors. That was still the deck I was playing at the time. And I'm playing against this guy, and he, no cap, goes, I normal summon Elemental Hero Sparkman, pass. And I'm like,
At least it's
okay,
legal.
it's legal. And
It's
I'm like,
legal.
dope. I'll set my scales. I'll pendulum summon some shit. I'll set some back row. I'll attack over your stuff. Go ahead. And then he goes, I bet polymerization, fucking Wild Heart at Blade Edge into Wild Edge. And I go, Magispector Tornado, banish it.
Guy went minus
he went-
3.
And this guy straight up was just like, bro, I'm sick and tired of playing against this guy. So he just like scooped, and we just didn't play for the rest of the night. And then like
Did
me
you
and my
talk
girlfriend at
for the
time,
rest of the night? That's what I'm concerned about.
very little. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we were there for another like maybe half hour, and then like she felt there was like tension, and she was like, you know, maybe we should go. And
Oh
then we
my
left,
God.
and I never went back. And then we never hung out with her friends again.
I'm gonna tell you about the weirdest guy we had at our local server. Let's just call him Brian. This was A weird guy. He was starting off with the game when he came to our locals and all that. He wanted some recommendations on what to play, right? As you do. We convinced him that a good starting point was Earth Machine. More specifically, Machina Control, like with the whole Citadel, a bunch of trap cards, all that, right? He bought the Earth Machine stuff, also known as 3 structure decks. What he realized was the best idea to win games was to start playing every card that beat him.
I see.
At the time, I was playing Elite, so when I beat him by activating Skill Drain, he immediately bought 3 Skill Drain. Like, literally the second the game finished, yes. Is anyone selling Skill Drains? He also did the same for, like, Rivalry and Ghost and Match. Like,
So he's very slowly putting together a stun Earth Machine deck.
Yes, but it came to the point where I was playing Dinos, and I resolved UCT against him. I put like 4 of his machines face down, and immediately after the game he said, "Oh, that card's very good. Are you selling it? I want to play it in my deck."
Wait, which one?
Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Yes.
The merchant deck list, alright. We're slowly just building every card that beats us. Well, Prince, you guys should have helped. That was on you. Should have been helpful.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was our fault.
Alright, thank you, Prince.
Anyway, see ya.
Take care.